What da da danyo ho danyo ho what da dang dang and go danyo ho danyo ho what da dang dang. This is the voice of the people and the voice of the patriot. My brother, my sister. No, here we don't criticize, but if we must criticize, we would only just criticize to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This, it's truly the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. This is action time. Now today we have a number of issues to look at as usual. So many. We have to cut some out and deal with some. Alright, so let's start with this one here. And I'm reading this from Ghana Web. It says Gifty Owa remains on the run as NIB investigates NSA scandal. And I read, now the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, is said to be on a manhunt for the former Deputy Executive Director of National Service Authority, NSA, Gifty Owa Mensah, who is currently on the run as investigations intensify. TrueNews.com has reported. She's been sought in connection with irregularities in the NSA payroll, including ghost names. Now, this follows the arrest of Kwaku Ohene-Jan, former Deputy Director of Operations at NSA, who was picked up by the NIB on Saturday evening, that's February 22, 2025, and is currently in custody. Now, the scandal allegedly involves the insertion of ghost names on the NSA payroll, leading to significant financial losses for the state. Authorities are actively trying to find and capture Gifty Owa Mensah, who they can question her. But she has gone into hiding. Since Gifty Owa Mensah is currently at large, security organizations are stepping up their efforts to find everyone involved in the NSA payroll scam. My brother, my sister, when I was growing up, I trusted women more with issues of integrity, honesty, and loyalty. But these days, it looks like the saying that what men can do, women can do. My brother, my sister, is coming into reality. What men can do, women can truly do. If there are men armed robbers, there must also be women armed robbers. If there are men who are cutthroats, then certainly there are women who are also cutthroats. My brother, from Cecilia, the past millions under beds, rat holes and cockroach holes, all the way through the mass lot lady called Susan, who is on the run. My brother, my sister. And now we are reading about Gifty Owa Mensah. Now, when I look at the things that Gifty Owa Mensah allegedly did, I cringe under the weight of surprise. My brother, my sister, this was a woman who was exposed, my brother, my sister, by a very trusted news site online. Manasseh Azure's Fourth Republic. Is it Fourth Republic? No. Fourth Estate. My brother, my sister, Manasseh Azure's Fourth Estate wrote in depth, so detailedly, about issues at the NSA. What did Gifty Owa do apart from issues of arrogance, disrespectful behavior, my brother, my sister, all through lesbianism, as told to us by, what's the sister's name? I'll remember that name and I'll let you know. My brother, my sister, let's get into the more serious issues. This is a lady who has a football team sponsored by her. What is her salary? How did she make the money to sponsor a whole football team and own it? Again, money that was meant for poor students to study abroad and beyond. She made herself poor, got into it, and decided to use the taxpayers' money meant for poor people to go to school abroad. As to whether she truly sat in the class or not, my brother, my sister, the figures were so staggering. Abna Koko told us, at this point we want to allege that this was a lady who was also into lesbian activities. How does that matter here? We are all trying to build a dossier on this woman's controversies. Disrespectful behavior, lesbianism activities which are so illegal in this country. At the same time, serious corruption in her office. Now we are hearing about ghost names. When I chanced upon the list and how much the taxpayer has suffered because of these ghost names on the NSA list, I broke down, my whole bodily frame up, cringed and broke down like a house of cards. My brother, my sister, Gifty Owari, we are told, is wealthy. What is the source of her wealth? Is it from the football team she owns? How did she own it in the first place? What is her salary? Now, when public officials take office, do they declare their assets before they go in there? What did she have before she went in there? What does she have now? Can we know these? Today we are told that she's also on the run, like her colleagues at Maslock, like the finance minister a few days ago, until the status changed. My brother, my sister, can we find her? Did we find Susan, the Maslock boss who swindled Ghana of so much, told the court she was sick, she was flown abroad because there was no competent Ghanaian doctor to take care of her? She's now basking in the snow in America, drinking tea and coffee and laughing at us. It hurts me. My brother, there is one thing that I'm excited about: the Mahama government. It looks like this government is bent on fighting corruption tooth and nail. The NIB is running helter-skelter, chasing people in different directions and bringing them to account. Today, Gifty Owari is said to be on the run as reported. Where is she? Can we find her? My brother, my sister, I will encourage the authorities to do whatever they can to bring these people to book. Her activities were so nauseous, but the Nana Akuffo-Addo Bawumia government decided to turn a blind eye to the nefarious activities she indulged herself in. The same way they turned a blind eye to the activities of Cecilia Dapa. The same way, my brother, my sister, they decided to turn another blind eye to the dangerous issues Ken Ofori-Atta indulged himself in, including the DDEP catastrophe. Today, a lot of pensioners have gone into early graves. A lot more are battling diseases that they acquired from the DDEP. Who is going to pay for these crimes? Yet we are the first to quote the Bible unprovokedly. Yet we are the very first to tell you that God shall take control. When they are sick, they have enough money to fly out of the country and treat themselves. Yet the whole country that they manage itself is sick and broke, and the country cannot be flown out of the country for treatment. You have to take money from poor old pensioners. You couldn't fly the country that you manage out of the country to treat, but you can fly yourselves out of the country to treat yourselves, because there is no competent doctor in Ghana to treat your hellish demonic diseases. My brother, my sister, it looks like the other gender is beginning to become notorious for what my gender is known for: armed robbery, stealing, disrespectful behavior, arrogance, and all that. Where is this coming from? Everybody has opened an eye looking for Gifty Owari. She will come back a few years later with gray hair all over her and say that it was a political witch hunt. Now the easiest way to run away from being responsible is, oh, they are politically witch hunting me. My brother, my sister, I want to congratulate the Mahama government on this very important feat. Keep chasing them into every rat hole, mole hole, cockroach hole, frog hole, whatever hole they find themselves in. Please, let's hold them up. I know you know what that means. I am sad. Why is it that we have no respect for our nation anymore? Nobody wants to see the nation grow. We all are ready to milk this cow called Ghana. We have milked it into anemia. This cow is now so hemorrhaged, it's about to die. We neglect it, yet we are the first to quote Mahama speaking. May I read this? President John Dramani Mahama has disclosed that only one hospital under the Agenda 111 project has been completed as of the time his administration took office. He further revealed that the government requires 1.7 billion American dollars to complete and operationalize the remaining hospitals. Speaking at a meeting with the Christian Council, Mahama called on churches and religious organizations to partner with the government in finishing the stalled hospital projects. If the missions have a hospital in an area, we are not coming to compete with the missions by building a hospital. We will use the resources to improve the mission hospitals so that they can provide the service, Mahama stated. He further suggested that religious missions take up some of the incomplete hospitals, finish their construction, and manage them to ensure efficient healthcare delivery. When wisdom speaks, foolishness has no place. It's just like when light all of a sudden breaks out, darkness runs into hiding. My brother, my sister, shame on the Nana Akuffo-Addo Bawumia government. Look at how the so-called communicators, who I prefer to call party foot soldier miscommunicators, look how they trumpeted the lies about how many hospitals they built under the Agenda 111. They wanted to use that to win elections again. In Ghana, we win elections on falsehoods and treachery. Where is Oppong Nkrumah? My brother, my sister, it looks like we don't have any good people anymore in politics. Brethren who used to be with us, very good-mannered brethren, all of a sudden get into politics. As it is told to us that it is the seat of Satan, they all of a sudden get satanized. Maybe later they also get sodomized. They become demonized, lucified, My brother, my sister, it is so terrible. Somebody is all of a sudden into politics and he moves from being good to being terrible. What is the reason? What is wrong with us? I remember when Oppong Nkrumah told us that the Agenda 88, or better still Agenda 88, had metamorphosed into Agenda 111 and urged us not to be pessimistic, but rather optimistic, because it was going to be accomplished. I remember how Nana Akuffo-Addo lied between his old teeth, told us, my brother, my sister, how those hospitals were going to be completed before he left office. I am angry with Nana Akuffo-Addo, angry with Bawumia, angry with, what's that guy's name? Oppong Nkrumah. Because they lied to us. If only one hospital out of the Agenda 111 is completed, why didn't we call it Agenda 1? So that we know you are building only one hospital. It looks like our leaders never learn. Look how many hospitals they said they built and completed. Look how many hospitals before the elections they told us they had completed and they were ready to unleash on us. So all these were lies. Oh, what sons and daughters of Lucifer Macarius. It hurts. Can we not take these people to book? Can we not sue them, prosecute them for lying between their old caries infested teeth? I am shocked. This is one of the reasons I will never be a politician. Because almost every politician I know gets into politics and all of a sudden he becomes Lucified, satanized, demonized. Mahama says we need 1.7 billion. My brother, you know how much money that is? 1.7 billion American dollars. Ghana already owes in the extreme of 7 trillion American dollars. Where is this money going to come from? If we sell Nana Akuffo-Addo and sell Bawumia and sell Oppong Nkrumah, they will not be worth 7 trillion. How are we going to pay for this? It hurts. It hurts. Sometimes I wish I could go over and tell God, God, you know what? In fact, we have run into a bad debt. Can you recreate the world? The Ghanaians that you created and put into Ghana, please next time relocate them to hell and bring us new sensible people. The average Ghanaian is only interested in his stomach. Once he gets up and eats, he doesn't think anymore. True or false? That is why when elections come, they can be bought with rice water, kose and cocoa. That is why when elections come, they can buy them with 50 cedis, 20 cedis. That is why when elections come, the electorate is not asking for policies. He's asking you for rice, kenke, and fish. What kind of a nation is this? That is why people like Nana Akuffo-Addo, Bawumia, and the rest can go free with all the lies they told us. Sometimes I wish this was 1979, so that some hot bullets will race through their brains, scatter their brains, and we will bury them in unmarked graves. But again, I'm quick to say, thank God, this is not 79, because it was gory and terrible and unhumanistic. Sometimes I use words and I wonder where those words are coming from. Come follow me. Next thing I want to look at is coming from my Joy Online. And it says, Professor Nana Akuffo-Addo's lawyers defend his innocence as NIB griddles him. And I read, lawyers for the former board chairman of the Public Procurement Authority, Professor Christopher Akumfi Ameyao, has come to his defense. Have come. I beg your pardon, the word there is have. You know? I take it again. Lawyers for the former board chairman of the Public Procurement Authority, Professor Christopher Akumfi-Addo, have come to his defense, firmly insisting on his innocence, following his arrest by the National Intelligence Bureau as allegedly causing financial loss to the state. We, the lawyers, absolutely are confident that Professor Bawumia and Oppong is innocent of whatever they raised against him. Kenneth Koranchi, one of Professor Bawumia's lawyers, said, and the lawyers added, let them bring all the facts that they have. Once they bring all the facts, we will answer them as counsels of Professor Bawumia and Oppong. He emphasized that, I believe that our client is absolutely innocent of any charges. That's what I can say. And let them do their homework. And let them do it well. And then when they come, we shall also have our side of the story. I leave it here. Well, Professor Akuffo-Addo is under investigation by the NIB for financial matters related to his tenure as board chairman of the Ghana Infrastructural Investment Fund. What else do lawyers do? They defend, right? So they are not doing anything wrong. All they are doing is defending their paymaster. That's what it is. My brother, if you are in this country and you don't have a paycheck, you will never get justice. Hey, if you live in this country and you are the worst murderer and you have money, hey, you are the most innocent man. After all, lawyers are fighting each other to defend your innocence in courts. Can I say it again? I'm saying, if you live in this country and you have no paycheck, you don't even know what a checkbook looks like, you will never get justice even if you are an angel. They will jail you for stealing a banana that was gifted to you. All of a sudden, it has become a stolen banana because you are poor. Our courthouses are inundated with poor souls. The rich men are walking free because they have lawyers who can defend them. May I look into this deeper? Professor Bawumia and Oppong, in his tenure of office, we saw massive procurement breaches. My brother, my sister, we saw issues of procurement slapping our cringing brows. They wowed us. Today, if we are seeking answers to this, I wish that they would allow the professionals to do their work. It is good that the lawyers say they are waiting for the facts. All right. That is why it is a democracy. You can't just arrest somebody, jail the person without telling the person why and proving beyond all doubt that this is a criminal who needs to be gold. Watch this. Now, my brother, in the tenure of office of Professor Oppong, I said we saw massive procurement breaches. There was Ajenim Boateng in the days who taught us a lesson in procurement. Manasseh Azure Awuni exposed this man beyond all doubt. The boss of procurement who was giving jobs to his own company. When the matter went to Shraj, how did it go? They froze his account and they went to bed. When the date for the defreezing came, the man Nicodemously jumped into his accounts and shamelessly scooped out every penny. And he's sitting quietly somewhere waiting for the NIB to come after him. Or the oral. Or maybe he's on the run, just like Gifty Owari. I am glad that a lot of people think that if they stay in this country, they will not be able to answer for their crimes. For that matter, the easy way out is to run out. But they would be smoked out. Whatever smoke it will take to smoke them out, it will be done. Even if it's Ntampi smoke or Bonto smoke, we shall smoke all of them out, one after the other. If you can't find anybody to smoke these guys out, please find a few Rasta men whose profession is to deal with some of these criminals. NIB, please deal with this issue. And President Mahama, you are leaving a legacy that is going to be very enviable. Don't, under any circumstances, renege or rest on your oars. Let the blood flow, like it was said in 79. This time, the blood that we are saying should flow is the blood of Jesus Christ, so that it will cleanse the whole system. Say hallelujah. I want to conclude on this note, and I need you to come along. Jesus have mercy. Today is the 24th, isn't it? Am I right or am I wrong? Today is the 24th. It's the 24th. Am I right? Yes. The 24th of February. Today in Ghanaian history, many people have dubbed Ghana's Day of Shame. It's very checkered. Nkrumah went down today. And from that time, the ghost of our sins have been chasing us left, right, and center. And these ghosts will not leave us alone. They have become albatrosses around our necks. Hallelujah. May I read this? Today in history, and I'm reading this from Ghana Web, Ghana's first president, Kwame Nkrumah, overthrown in a coup d'etat. It is a day that will forever go down in memory. It was a day for some and a bad one for some. A good day for some and a bad one for some. The first ever coup d'etat Ghana experienced took place on this day, February 24, 1966. And to make it even more historical, it was Ghana's very first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Nkrumah was not in the country while this took place. He was in Vietnam at the time, executing the assignment on behalf of Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah was at the time in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, on a peace-making trip over the Vietnam War, leaving a 3-person presidential commission in charge of the country. Today, my brother, my sister, Nkrumah went down the drain. Nkrumah went down the drain. Nkrumah was overthrown. And as he told us in several broadcasts around the world, he said that was going to be the beginning of uncontrolled coup d'etats around Africa. And it came to pass. Right after Nkrumah was overthrown, soldiers who were trigger happy all of a sudden developed a penchant for pulling down governments via the barrel of the gun. Nkrumah told us that it would happen. And it happened. It happened. Today, my brother, my sister, we remember what happened on the day. We remember what happened on the day. We remember how Lieutenant General Ankara, a coward and a thief, who became the head of state of Ghana after the 1966 coup, took a bribe from a Nigerian businessman, and for that matter, was chased out of the presidency. He was a thief president. This is history talking, not me. General Ankara took a bribe from a Nigerian businessman, a president, a leader, a head of state who took a bribe. For the first time in the history of this country, a president was deposed, a head of state was deposed, a leader was deposed because he took a bribe. General Ankara. The other day I heard that his daughter wanted him to be celebrated as a hero. My God. Let's listen to General Ankara. Tell us, on this day, the 24th of February, 1966, what they did to Kwame Nkrumah.
To tell you the steps we would like this morning to tell you the steps we have taken since last Monday. A, steps have been taken to enforce the security of the vulnerable points of the government. Service inquiry have begun to investigate the circumstances leading to the murder of Lieutenant General Kotoka, Captain Aveva, Captain Buckle, and Sergeant Osei Grunchi, and also to establish as far as possible the origin and motives of this insurrection. We hope that these investigations now in progress will cover all possible aspects of the security of the state. Meanwhile, proceedings have begun to try by military tribunal those who have been identified as being directly responsible for the murder of Lieutenant General Kotoka. This trial will begin next week. I'd like to here now mention, far as we've got, master plan which we have discovered indicates clearly an intention of John junior officers who had planned to assassinate all senior officers through the rank of lieutenant colonel.
This was when Kotoka was killed. My brother, my sister, this was when Kotoka was killed. But on this day, the 24th of February 1966. This was what Ankara said.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to introduce my colleagues to you, some of the members of the National Liberation Council. As you've already been told, I need no introduction myself. But on my left here is the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Harley, who is the Deputy Chairman of the National Liberation Council. On my right is Major General A.K. Kotoka, who is the second member or the first member of the National Liberation Council. We have called you here this morning for one specific reason, and that is you've heard the name of one Amuhia who has associated himself with this coup and had published himself in the British papers and most of the papers that is the brain behind us. And we want to prove that we were not instigated by anybody, neither we want to refute any allegation that ACA or God knows what instigated us to carry out this coup. This coup was carried out completely because of the things that had happened in Ghana and because of the tyranny and the despotism of Kwame Nkrumah, the deposed president. Everybody in Ghana was fed up with it. And therefore you could see the spontaneous result which followed the coup. You would have seen when you were coming probably thinking that Ghana would have been put under curfew or all other things, but nothing was done. There was no brain behind it. It was work from us and from within, without the aid of anybody, any foreign country or any country. It has been some of these things in Ghana that when a ruler is useless, you depose him. And therefore, we have deposed Kwame Nkrumah. We don't want tyranny or anything here. And therefore, I would like to not waste time to bring in Amu here for you to see him. And you can see that he doesn't even know. I don't know him. I haven't seen him before. Neither is any of us.
Well, you heard him lying between his teeth that the coup d'etat was not sponsored by any foreign outfit or organization. Time has exposed this. The CIA was head deep in this very, very serious mutiny. My brother, my sister, today is Ghana's day of shame. Today, a lot of Ghanaians went down the drain. Today, many Ghanaians were shot and killed, all because some greedy people decided to take over power. And when they got into power, they started doing terrible things, like he, Ankara himself, taking a bribe. My brother, my sister, it is truly Ghana's day of shame. We will find time and go deeper into this. In the interim, my brother, my sister, Kwame Nkrumah will live on, Ghana will live on, and nothing would change our mind about this wonderful man who brought us our independence, much as all these people in the past have tried to discredit him. Well, it's been the voice of the patriot, and my name, Black Rasta.